I contracted COVID-19 in December 2020. I think during the first week of that month, I do believe I contracted the virus at school, as I'm a school teacher. It was during the time of examination where we needed to do lots of marking. I might have touched, contaminated scripts, and then I contracted the virus. The process of that was terrible. When I started feeling ill with the normal symptoms of COVID, the sore throat, my whole body was aching, and I lost my smell and my taste. So I went to the hospital to get tested, and it was confirmed then 3 days or 4 days after that I am actually COVID-19 positive. So the process thereafter was I needed to quarantine at home. That was quite difficult and quite a challenge, because I do not stay alone. I stay with some of my family members. We share one house and a communal bathroom. That meant for all of them that they also needed to obviously isolate and quarantine for the 2 weeks, and that was a absolutely dreadful process. The first week, whilst I was sick with the virus, that was, to me, that was bearable, because it was, I experienced symptoms similar to flu, just obviously on a more severe scale. But afterwards, the next week, the second week, that was absolutely daunting. I struggled with coughing and with breathing. That was to me the nearest process to dying. During that time, when I was sick, I was kind of depressed, because it was also a time when my sister, my youngest sister, got married. And so I really, as any, older brother used to, you look forward to such a, auspicious occasion, but I couldn't, unfortunately, attend the wedding. So that was, terrible. And then also during that specific time, many of my family members contracted the virus simultaneously. And so many were sick, and you couldn't visit them, you couldn't really support them physically or be with them. That was, to me, an absolutely terrible time. After contracting COVID-19, I was in a fortunate position to self-quarantine at home. They gave us an option in Swellendam that you can quarantine at home if you are able to, or if you have the liberty to do so. Otherwise, there were specific sites and specific venues where they isolated people. So I could heal at home. And that was, to me, that was comforting. Being sick, stressful, but comforting in the sense that I am still surrounded by my family and surrounded by people who cares for me, and I have my loved ones. I can hear their voices, and I know that they are in the house, and I felt a little bit comforted by that. I was actually scared of dying. Not that I am scared of dying per se, but scared of dying during that period. I am kind of a breadwinner in my family, so many of them depend on me. I was really scared as to what will happen if I am no longer around. So during COVID-19, the whole process, actually not just being sick, but especially during the hard lockdown, as I'm also a writer, apart from being a teacher, I've experienced a writer's block. Many other people that I know of, many friends of mine, became so creative and could create stuff. I just couldn't. It was like a total shutdown for me. I think it was the whole stressful process of just being, not being able to be amongst people. That's where I draw my inspiration from, being among people. So the whole time being in, not just being in lockdown, was a very stressful process to me. What COVID-19 obviously taught me also was to really appreciate the time with your family, and then actually really getting to know them better, because you were, especially during the first few months of hard lockdown, or actually the first few weeks of hard lockdown, we were forced now to spend time together in the house, and just in and around the house. So yeah, and then you learn things of each other that perhaps you do not like, and then also that you, from yourself, that you need to work on. You really learn to get along better. And yeah, so it taught me many things. It taught me that life is absolutely precious, and that life is actually not really promised to anyone. It can, these unforeseen things can happen to us, and then you just have to adapt to the situation. You need to adapt, otherwise, yeah, it will just, be stressful. During the time that I was sick, yes, I experienced the, especially as I said earlier on, my breathing. I struggled to breathe properly. I completely lost my sense of taste, sense of smell, and that actually for a long time after that as well. Not just during the 2 weeks or the 3 weeks of being sick or ill, but I think I started smelling and tasting properly again in a month's time after that. My whole body was still aching for quite some time, and I experienced tremendous fatigue. I was tired and exhausted for quite some weeks after that. To the people that still believe that COVID-19 is perhaps a myth or not real, they're really in for a big surprise. They are really ignorant. COVID-19 is real, and it is still with us. I fell very ill. Many of my colleagues fell very ill. Many people I know of fell ill, and obviously the worst nightmare knocked on our door. We lost 3 family members of mine. I lost 3 family members of mine. My aunt, 2 of my aunts, and 1 of my uncles died due to COVID-19. So that was that was dreadful. I wish COVID-19 would pass, but I'm a realist, so, and I do trust science in this case. So according to science, COVID-19 is going to be with us for the next, few years more to come, perhaps just like a flu, but just like a severe type of flu. So yeah, COVID, the people we all need to adapt to it, and people really need to vaccinate, like you vaccinate when you're younger to prevent severe illness or severe sickness. People need to vaccinate. The last words to people of South Africa: let's do not lose hope. We are a resilient country. We are a resilient people. We have survived many daunting times and challenging times. We will survive this. We will get through this. And regardless of what life throws at you, hold your head up high and keep smiling. Better days are coming. I believe so. Better days are coming.
Good morning, grade 11. Please be seated. Let's continue with the reading of the short story, Transforming Moments, on page 123. Whilst you're taking out your books, I trust that you all take this pandemic very seriously and that you all adhere to the protocols to keep safe. It's unbelievable how many people we know of have contracted the virus and died of it. Hence, I would just like to show you a quick video, grade 11. Damien, it's true what you say there. There's so many conspiracy theories and misinformation out there. It's even more dangerous than this pandemic. I agree with you, Nicolin. Class, you shouldn't believe everything you see or hear on social media. Anyway, there goes the bell. We will finish the reading of the story tomorrow. Please remember to keep your social distancing and no hugging or touching. Class dismissed.
Hallo maatje van my. Sy is daarom stil jong. Of is hulle weer besig vandag?
Hi daar vriendin. Weet jy, dis daarom nog finally 'n bietjie pause. Met die COVID en alles, is ek soms so bly dis pause. Net sodat ons minder in kontak kan wees met ander.
Nee, kyk, ek kan my indink hoor. Maar julle het mos nie nou volle klasse vol kinders nie. So dis daar 'n bietjie minder kinders in die klas of hoe?
Ja, daar's wel minder kinders in die klas nou, maar steeds. COVID bly COVID, skat. Ek mis regtig die volklasse, maar mens moet alles doen om versigtig te wees.
O, asseblief beskerm jou meide.
Ja, jong vroukie, ek sê maar vir my kinders elke dag van die protokol en hoe belangrik dit is om dit te volg. Jy weet tog, ek so bang, veral met so baie mense wat nou sterf.
Dankie Blommie. Dit was regtig 'n groot skok en net so gou gebeur man.
Dis regtig hartseer. Hy was 'n broodwinner vir sy gesin en familie. 'n Mens op wie mens altyd kon staat maak. My hart is regtig gebreek.
Ja, nee wat? Jou kindjie was ons lekker nat gehou, terwyl ek moet leef met my desert. My ouma het net sy mense uitgesooi.
Ek kan dit tot hierdie dag nie glo nie. Dat so 'n steenpilaar sommer net so van ons weggeneem is.
Dat kan jy weer sê. Ek dink nou so baie aan my auntie man. Haar man is nie nou meer daar nie.
Dit was 'n high school sweetheart, haar enigste liefde. My hart gaan regtig uitvaar.
Vrou, daai twee was nou ware couple goals. Hulle kom al jare aan en nou is sy alleen.
Ja, nee, die lewe.
Ons was reeds gister daar. Sy's daarom nou 'n bietjie beter.
En weet jy, dis mos nou 'n hele gedoente met die COVID. Net 'n sekere aantal mense kan die begrafnis bywoon. En hy was 'n so welbekende persoon.
Ja nee, net 50 mense maar nou daar is. En almal die familie saam is nog nie eens 50 nie. So ek weet regtig nie hoe ons dit gaan maak nie, maar dinge sal maar ek weet dit sal.
Almal gaan mos nog nie die begrafnis kan bywoon nie. Veral die span wat graag daar wil wees. Hulle sal beslis vir antie-en persone kom sien sodra hulle kan. Mense wil ook nie blootstel nie.
Dis wat ek my ma ook sê. Ek sou beslis op hoogte hou van alles. Maar Christel met Chomi, hoe gaan dit met jou?
Nee, kyk, met my gaan dit maar aan, jong. Meestal bedrywig. Veral met die troue, so baie moet nog gedoen en beplan word.
My goeieste, ek nou nie amper vergeet. En daar mag ook pas net 'n sekere aantal mense wees.
Ja, vrou.
Ek moet maar net daar kyk.
Ja, vrou. Ons werk regtig net volgens 'n sekere getal. So die span wat jy genooi is, se hart moet maar sterk wees en hulle moet dit met die president gaan uitsort, want dit gaan regtig ek wees.
Hy praat boeke soda. So hulle moet hulle goedjies gaan regmaak doen. Is alles daarom al uitgesort?
Vrou, ons werk regtig net volgens 'n sekere getal. So die span wat jy genooi is, se hart moet maar sterk wees en hulle moet dit met die president gaan uitsort, want dit gaan regtig ek wees. Oh no, ma'am. Jy weet tog, ek laat jy siel toe op my bed. So hulle moet dit maar self onder mekaar gaan uitsort. Ek pos my paard na jou toe. Wag, tata Maitjie, hier lê die klok. Ons sien mekaar. Was my tissue paper? Tot Totsiens collega. Hoe sê jy? Ambulans meneer Kort hospitaal toegeneem. En sy results is so positief. Fok. Dan is ek nou baie kwaad vir hom. Nommer 1, omdat hy so blerrie onverantwoordelik was om hier by die skool te wees. En wie hoekom stres ek nou so? Die bliksem het gister my skaaf opgehad. Nog gister. En vanoggend het ek dieselfde skaaf om my nek gehad, omdat dit so koel was. Dis hoekom ek die skaaf hier by die skool los, vir as dit koud is en ek te dun aangetrek is. Flip. Ek sal maar nou vir die hoof moet gaan sê dat ek 'n close contact van Kurt was, en dat ek my moet laat gaan toets. En die blerrie ergste is, ek kan nie nou bekostig om positief te wees nie. Ek kan nie bekostig om my huismense aan die dodelike virus bloot te stel nie. My pa en Amari is oud, so hulle is baie vulnerable. Rian, dankie dat jy saam met my gekom het. Ons moet seker maar hier sit, neem ek aan. Ja, die toetsen is saam lank. Môre, suster. Ek maak so, dankie. Moet ek slegs ja of nee antwoord? Goed. Ja, my temperatuur was vanoggend 40 grade. Ja, ek was 'n close contact van iemand wat positief was. Ja, suster. Ek het borspyn en basically my hele lyfpyn. My rug, my keel is seer en ek het nie smaak in my mond nie. Sorry, Jan. Die proefneming maak asof ek COVID het. Ons wag maar vir die results, jong. Ek weier dit. Dankie. Kyk net die. Is dit maar al wat hulle mens gee? Pynpille. Wat is dit veronderstel om te doen? Ek het gehoor, mense wat al die siekte gehad het almal iets agtergehou. Niemand se lewe is regtig ooit weer dieselfde nie. Die siekte gaan nog vir lank by ons bly. Die lewe soos ons dit ken, het onherroepelik verander. Niks is meer dieselfde nie. Niks gaan ooit weer dieselfde wees nie. Ons sal seker moet aanpas of sterf. Julle, ek het basically COVID. So ek sal maar net in my kamer bly en my een kant nou van julle af. Ek moes almal van julle se nommers en besonderhede gee as close contacts. So julle is almal amptelik saam met my in quarantaine. Vir die volgende week at least, totdat ek my results gekry het. Ek weet, dis die slegste tyd ooit. Die troue Saterdag en daar's so baie dinge wat met my bakkie nog aangery word. Ek sal als hier van die huis af reël. Moenie worry nie. Al sal vir ons ten goeie uitwerk. Dis wat ek weet. Oeps. Oh, en dan weer find the light mos so. Julle, die boodskap het vroeg van die hospitaal af deurgekom. En ek is positief. Met al die simptome en my hele lyf wat net nie wil ophou pyn nie. En my bors, moes ek het geweer het. So, maar net asseblief julle distance van my af. Ek sal fyn wees hier by die huis. Rian, dit is nie nodig vir my by my te bly nie. Ek is fyn. Is dit my bors wat my bietjie bekommerd het. Het voel asof het wil toetrek. En ek sukkel om lekker asem te haal. Kom by julle. Is absoluut niks op die TV nie. Net COVID nuus oral waar jy kyk. Maar mense moet seker maar op wagte bly. Die pandemie het die hele wêreld in sy mag. Maak nie saak wie is, of hoeveel mag of geld jy het, of hoe arm jy is nie. Die pandemie is regtig vreeslik. Scene change. Daar was nie nodig vir julle om te kos te hou nie. Maar dankie. Nita, geen alles stel ek baie mooi. Julle kar is saam gereend. Gee asseblief vir die drywer so kos, nee. Gaan geniet asseblief die troue. Ek weet julle gaan 'n mooi dag hê. Ek sien julle almal later. Die afterparty is mos hier by die huis. Goodbye julle. Jare, ek is baie siek. Ek kan nie die siekte verduur nie. Ek wil regtig nou siek wees nie. Ek gaan nie vra of verwyte rondslinger nie. Ek kan nie kwaad wees nie. Maak my asseblief net gesond. Asseblief, Here. Ek weet nie kan. Ek glo in al u beloftes. Good morning, grade 11. I cannot believe the term is already over. It's so good to be back with you all again. While I was booked off and suffered from COVID, I still managed to mark all of my scripts and the scripts of 2 of my colleagues who were very ill and unfit for work. No, it's not COVID related. But please do keep them in your prayers as they're still on their way to recovery. Before the bell goes, let's just recap a bit of this short story, Transforming Moments. As a youngster, and quite a vibrant one myself, if I may add, I could never imagine falling so seriously ill with this virus. Let's just recap the story. Transforming moments means to transform something, to improve it, to change it for the better. Good day, grade 11.